Just go to the microphone so
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep going around so we can pick up questions.
Angela, are you satisfied with the outcome today in the court?
On the 9th of August 2023, our lives were shattered forever. Roger was brutally attacked by a stranger while walking his beloved dog Max. What happened that night was not just violence, it was barbaric beyond comprehension. Roger suffered 124 injuries. He was stabbed through his eye, his skull, his body torn apart. The only organ left intact was his heart. He fought with everything he had. He had defence wounds covering his hands, his arms, his legs. But Emma Borowy kept going. Even as Roger lay dying, he tried desperately to crawl away. This was like a horror film you cannot switch off. Except this is real, and this was Roger, our Roger. The nightmares will never end. I ask those who are in positions of trust, Greater Manchester Mental Health, Greater Manchester Police and South Yorkshire Police. Emma Borowy put her trust in you to keep her safe and well. The public put their trust in you to protect us. You all failed on every level. To everyone involved in Emma's care, whether from health or policing perspective, I ask you walk in our shoes for just one day. Feel what it's like to live with the consequences of your decisions. I am certain you would think twice before granting leave, before withholding vital information and before ignoring clear warnings. Roger will never come home, that outcome cannot change. But you must make sure no other family suffers this devastation. You must make sure that for once accountability leads to effective action. This is the only justice left for Roger and the only way to honour his memory. And I'd just like to say a huge thanks to Julian from 100 Families. Without Julian, we would never have got this far in this process. And Karen Edge, our family liaison officer, for her support for the past 2.5 years. Thank you. It's quite a lot to take in, so I think we need to process that. I'm quite disappointed that a prevention of future deaths weren't issued today to Manchester NHS because I think that we needed, so that's quite disappointing.
And what do you think the trust should have done that they didn't do?
Just done things properly, just followed their own policies and procedures. We don't need new policies and procedures putting in place, they just needed to follow what was already in place.
They shouldn't have let her out.
They shouldn't have let her out, no. End of. They've admitted that. And that decision was catastrophic for us, yeah.
So I'm Julian Hendy from the 100 Families charity, and I've been supporting the family ever since this has happened. Yeah. I've been to lots of inquests of patients from Greater Manchester Mental Health, and the common theme is that they've updated their policies and they've updated their risk assessment policies. They did this in 2020 and 2022, and the same problems happened again. They were supposed to have updated their risk assessment policy after the death of a 7-year-old girl in Bolton in 2020. They all promised that there was be new risk assessment policies, and then a year later, exactly the same problems happened with Roger. So mental health services do need to evidence their learning from these tragedies so they don't happen again. It's happened before.